Welcome learners. The topic today is Project in MAPC program. As you know, project course is in the second year of MAPC program and you need to do this project as per the specialization you have taken in the second year. There are three specializations in the second year: clinical psychology, counseling psychology, and industrial and organizational psychology. Accordingly, your project course code is MPCE 016, that is clinical psychology, MPCE 026, that is counseling psychology, and MPCE 036, that is industrial and organizational psychology. In this video today, you will learn about the following things. First, what is project? Second, prerequisites of starting project course. Third, synopsis approval procedure. Fourth is carrying out the project. And finally, project dissertation evaluation. So now let us see the first one. What is project? Project is a research study which consists of systematically studying a phenomenon to gain more knowledge about it. The goal of this systematic study can be threefold. First is to describe something, for example, to describe the prevalence of stress among the adolescents, or to describe the relationship between self-concept and academic achievement. Here we can see that the changes in one may affect the changes in the other variable, but here it may not be the cause and effect relationship between these two variables. So the second goal of research is to explain the cause and effect relationship between two things or variables. For example, to explain the causal relationship between emotional competence and adjustment, that is, emotional competence causes better adjustment, or for example, meditation causes changes in the heart rate. The third goal of research is to predict something based on the present state of affairs. For example, predicting future job success based on the current grade or marks in the college. So, we see that the project in MAPC involves doing a systematic research study on a specific topic related to the specialization taken in the second year. The details about the project is given in the project handbook that you must have got or you may be getting as part of your study materials. You also can find out this project handbook uploaded on the IGNOU website. Now let us see what are the prerequisites of starting the project work. The first requirement is that the synopsis preparation and submission. You need to decide on a topic and prepare a synopsis. As I have said earlier, the topic needs to be related to the specialization that you have taken in the second year. While deciding about the topic, ensure that you take a minimum of 2 continuous variables for your study. Discuss with your guide about the topic and finalize the synopsis as per the format given in the handbook. The second requirement is that the guide selection. Okay, you need to take a guide for doing your project. You need to discuss with your guide, finalize the synopsis. You need to discuss and interact with your guide also while doing the project work, while doing the data collection and further analysis, and throughout the entire project work, you need to discuss with your guide, be in contact with your guide. And details of selecting the guide is given in the project handbook. So refer to it so that you take up a guide accordingly who meets the eligibility criteria for the MAPC project. Now the third prerequisite is MPC 005 and MPC 006. These two courses, which relates to your research methodology and statistics in the first year of MAPC, these two courses you need to complete. Okay, so this is the third most important criteria before you take up the project, is that you should have completed MPC 005 and MPC 006 before you submit your synopsis. Okay. You may work, like when you come to the second year, you may start working on your project synopsis, but until and unless you complete these two courses of the first year, you will not be able to submit your synopsis. So the next point is synopsis approval procedure. The synopsis, after you finalize the synopsis, you have to submit it at the regional center. Okay. And at the regional center, evaluation of synopsis is carried out by an expert from the panel of synopsis evaluators. And if modification is required in the synopsis, accordingly the comments are given, and you will need to modify the synopsis as per the suggestions given and then resubmit it at the regional center. And while preparing the synopsis, ensure that you have prepared the synopsis as per the format given in the project handbook. Now, once both the synopsis as well as the guide, these two are approved, then you can start your project work. Here, let us see what are the important dates for MAPC project. As you see here, synopsis submission, there are two sessions in MAPC admission, July session and January session. And for the synopsis submission, you have a date line. For the July session, the date range is 1st October to 31st October. And for the January session, the synopsis submission date range is 1st April to 30th April. Similarly, for the project dissertation submission, the last date is for the July session is 31st May, and for the January session, the last date for project dissertation submission is 30th November. The project term and examination, which happens after the end of the theory examinations, for the July session, the date range is 1st July to 14th August, and for the January session students, the date range for the project term and examination will be from 1st January to 15th February. And the project, when you submit the project synopsis, there are certain enclosures also which need to go along with the synopsis. So let us see what are the enclosures with the synopsis. As you see here, three important things that should go with your synopsis is the pro forma for approval of project synopsis, that should be enclosed with the synopsis. The consent letter of the guide should be enclosed, and the copy of grade card, as I have said earlier regarding completion of MPC 005 and MPC 006 should be there. And along with this, other appendix are also given in the project handbook, which needs to be enclosed with the synopsis when you submit the synopsis. Now, the next step is carrying out the project. Once your synopsis gets approved, guide is approved, then you can start with your project. Now here, the first is data collection. You have to collect the data as per the requirement of your synopsis, and then while doing the data collection, you have to follow the ethical guidelines that are there. Okay. And after you do the data collection, you have to score the data, you have to tabulate and put it in the proper format, upload it in some software to do the analysis. Okay. Now you can use the software SPSS for data analysis, or any other software also you can use. Now for the data analysis, you can use the qualitative techniques, also the quantitative techniques as per the requirements of your project topic. And then finally, writing the dissertation. The dissertation has to be written as per the format given in the project handbook. And ensure that you have enclosed all the appendix that are required with the dissertation before you submit at the regional center. So the next point is the project dissertation evaluation. So as I said, the dissertation needs to be submitted at the regional center, and for the January batch, the last date for submission is 30th November, And for the July batch students, the last date for submitting the dissertation is 31st May. Now, evaluation of project dissertation consists of two parts, two components. One is evaluating the dissertation itself, and the second component is viva voce. Now, the dissertation evaluation consists of 70 marks and the viva voce consists of 30 marks. As we see here in the evaluation scheme for project dissertation, the dissertation evaluation again consists of different components, starting from synopsis, then introduction, review of literature, rationale of the study, methodology, results and discussion, and implications and references. So we have marks for each of these components. So ensure that you write all these parts properly when you are writing the dissertation. And then viva voce consists of 30 marks. So the total marks for project is 100 and the pass marks for project is 40. And you remember that there is no re-evaluation for the project component. Ensure that you do your project properly right from the beginning, that preparing the synopsis till the end writing the dissertation. So learners, to conclude, the first thing is that study your theory courses related to your specialization thoroughly. This will help you gain good understanding and finalize a relevant topic for your research work in the project. Second thing is, go through your project handbook in detail. Everything is given in the handbook, so this will help you understand the entire procedure of carrying out a project. And the third thing is, plan out your project work. Prepare a time frame. A tentative time frame is also given in the handbook. Refer to that and prepare your own also by referring to the given timeline. So learners, I hope you are now clear about the MAPC project. For any query, you can always write to me on swatipatra@ignou.ac.in.